My name is Terry Tripp. I'm a professional pilot for a living, but I'm an amateur maker, which is why we're sitting here in front of this machine today. Before I bought the Mill 1, zero. I got a LongMill because I decided I needed to take my woodworking up another level, to a different skill level. I was working with some pretty complicated templates and sort of things like that, and I just felt it was a little bit easier to get something that I could design on the computer and then have it put onto a piece of wood without having to spend a lot of time and a lot of extra effort. The reason I decided or went on with this machine here is I met you guys at one of the maker festivals, and you guys were very good at explaining things to me. You were very open, very honest, and I felt that the support I would get from you guys, the machine that you had, and the fact that you're local was going to be a big bonus, and that has proved to be true. For the most part, my experience with this has been very positive. I love the size of the machine. I wanted to get something that could do at least a 24 by 24 project in it, and this one's I think I've got 32 by 32, which has exceeded what I want. It's been great that way. I like the fact of the way it's been constructed. I like the worm gears on it as opposed to belt drive. That seems to be a little more accurate and seems to be much more positive. And it was an easy learning curve on top of that sort of thing. The toughest part had nothing to do with your machine. It had to learn how to do AutoCAD and Fusion 360 and other programs to learn how to send information to it. But once I learned that, I found your machine was very easy to work with. And with your support and your help, I haven't actually run into any problems with the machine. Most of my stuff was done off of templates. I would either go on the internet and buy a template. Let's say we take a guitar. If I wanted to do a Strat type of guitar, I'd find a website on the internet. I would find their templates and everything. I'd order them. They'd ship them to me. I'd get them at home here, and I'd look at them and go, that's nice, but I could have probably done that myself. You know, and I would take it from there. Then after the templates were made, I would get the different exotic woods and I would transfer the patterns to that. It was all done with handheld routers, chisels, sandpaper, and a lot of backbreaking work. The LongMill changed things for me because it was like adding another employee to my shop, basically. Even though I'm not a business on it, I could actually draw something up on the program, run it on the machine, and I could be doing something else at the same time. So it was taking all the labor for me, doing all the work, and I could just take the results afterwards and clean it up and finish it off. So it's a time saver as well. I would say this machine would be perfect for anybody that thinks they can build anything better than you could buy. And that's been my experience for years, and that every time I see a product out in the market somewhere, I look at it and I go, you know, I could build that, or I could do a better job than that. So if you're that type of person where you like to build things, like to design different items and that you can't buy in the store, or you just like to take something that somebody has already built and customize it to your own needs, this is the perfect machine for that. I'm actually looking forward to the next couple of months, because now that I'm getting used to using this machine and figuring out its little tricks and everything else like that, I'm looking to do some things that are a little more complicated, a little more exciting, and we'll see how that goes, but I think it's going to be a great experience. Later, with like, you need a 16th or an 1/8 inch bit to do the rest. I think actually to do this one I needed a 16th inch bit. And the unfortunate thing was the 16th inch bit that I had didn't have the depth to go down all the way to the bottom. That's why they're not right down in there. So it could only go in so far. So that's again the learning curves and that sort of thing. And then in the end, I just ended up taking the handheld router and just finished it up. Just cleaned it up. So you need 3 bits. You need a big one to do the big surfaces. Okay, you need a medium one to just do all the the outside of it, and then you need a real small one to get the little fine details in. You know, to get because the first one, the 1/8 inch bit wouldn't cut these grooves in it.
Right.
Because it wasn't leaving enough room for the bit to go on. As you know, you can't do a 1/8" hole with an 1/8" bit. It just won't do it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
or not a slot anyways. You can do a hole, I suppose. So
Yeah.
you have to have a 1/16" in there. So, but then when you get to 16ths, they don't make them very long, and for good reason. You know, you're gonna break them.
I think like if you were to play around with it a bit, you could get it down to just 2 bits, just a large one and a small one. Because if you like scale this properly, your like smaller bit would be large enough to cut out a decent amount of material, but small enough to get into the small spaces, right?
We decided let's really ramp it up. Let's make a big sign.
Oh yeah, that's
here,
nice.
You know, which worked out well, except again, it showed all of those things like that. But again, you could do the big bit in here because this one allowed the bit to get inside there.
For sure.
Now this was just a scrap piece of wood. It wasn't a very nice piece of wood we were using. That was only a test on here. So that's why we didn't care where the knot holes were or which way the grain was running or whatever like that. But yeah, this one you could make this sign with the bigger bit. You know, you could probably use a 1/4" all the way around, but this one you'd probably want to have something even bigger than a 16 mil to go and clean out all this area.
Yeah.
And then do the other area, and then it would probably clean it up real nice. But
For sure.
yeah, if you get big enough, yeah, you can make the you can get into all the little
Oh
nooks and
yeah.
crannies and
Oh yeah, for sure. And what I would do, like, if you're wanting to make sure that you don't have stuff like this happening, and you just want to like, it's just for peace of mind essentially.
Yeah.
Would be when you set up your roughing passes in Fusion, you tell it to like leave some extra material behind.
Yeah.
And then go in with a finishing pass that takes off like 0.1 millimeters, so that in case it's like popped up here, the next time it goes over, it'll clean it up.
The mistake I made with this one, or the learning curve I had on this one, I used a 1/8" bit to do this with. This program ran for over 10 hours.
Yeah.
To do that. You know, and
Yeah, I can tell. Like.
Yeah. That's what. So if I'd have used even a 1/4" bit, or
And you did 3 passes, so.
I think it was more than 3 actually. I think it looks like it's about 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 passes. Yeah. Although this one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 passes.
Oh yeah, to finish it off.
Yeah, it took. The computer ran out of memory.
Oh.
So it stopped the program in the middle, and I had to resume it. So I was sitting up till 4 o'clock in the morning, waiting for it to stop and then run it. So
Right.
again, a learning curve. You know, you learn
sure.
that maybe you need a more powerful computer if you're going to do stuff.
Well, the way I
this
see
is
it,
the adaptive
right.
clearing, and the adaptive clearing takes an incredible amount of memory.
Yeah, for sure.
So that I wouldn't do adaptive anymore in there. I'd do a bulk clean out of all that stuff and then go afterwards with the smaller bit.
Well, one thing I'd encourage you to do is like the bit changes on our machine are like very easy. You're never going to accidentally knock the X or the Y. And so it all comes down to like making sure that the Z is
just
proper.
like we did here. Yeah, we just ran it second bit.
Yeah, and so I would say, because like if you like, and you're just gonna like learn this as time goes on, but like if you're cutting this out with an 1/8" bit, you have to make like 5 really small passes, and you have to go kind of slower. Whereas if you did a 1/4", you could do this easily in 2 passes, or even in 1 if you did like a ramp into it, and then just hogged it out in one go.
This one,
So that saves you like lots and lots of time.
You know what I would have done? I would have found a piece of wood that's half this thickness, cut the outside, like cut this part, glue it onto the base.
So the only problem, some of these pieces are separated, right?
Oh, true.
You'd have to glue all those things on there. I thought of doing that too, but I thought, well, then I got to get all these little dots and everything in the right spot afterwards and line it up.
But you get what I'm saying.
But that was.
Oh no! What you can do is you can do it, and then you could pocket so that you can line it up. You can sit it in like a puzzle.
Yeah, you could do that too. Just
if you're making a bunch of these,
like a 1/16 of an inch or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's a great little tool to have for the home, maker, if you want to call it that. I wouldn't say woodworker because I've done metal on this. You can see some of the.
You got your rings and
metal
stuff.
pieces. All that metal stuff was done on there as well.
Yeah, there was like an aluminum one.
Yeah, on the back of this one you have the clean out trap. So that was made on there. And then this one was made on there as well. So they will work for metal. You got to get metal bits.
Oh, it's this one up here. This is the
that one there. Yeah, we got the and the backside too. Clean out of that one. Clean out tractors.
Yeah, there's that nice piece there.
That piece and those pieces up there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, all been cut on the CNC.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And then hand polished on the buffer afterwards. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I'd say, yeah, I mean, you summarize it very well. It's kind of like a maker. Some people use it, could use it more for wood. Some could use it more for metal, plastic. Andy and I were talking about this. Like, I think wood is probably the most popular, just because it's a large machine. You want to cut large things, and when you cut large things, the cheapest large thing you can cut is wood, right? If you have a thick slab of metal or a thick slab of plastic, that's like really, really expensive. And also, like, you can get lots of scrap wood, right? But like a scrap piece of, sheet plastic
It's not,
it's pretty rare to come across.
Well, I've cut brass, aluminum, copper, wood, all kinds of different woods. I've cut plastic on it now, melamines. So, I mean, and it just takes it. I mean, I'm impressed with that Makita router too.
Yeah.
That thing just keeps working and working and working. It keeps going.
Yeah. We were getting some comments at the woodworking show. People were asking, like, well, can I put something more powerful in it? And we were kind of like, well, I mean, there's really no reason.
It's never bogged down on me, no matter, even if I've done something stupid and plunged in real hard or something.
Yeah.
The computer or the router never stopped.
Yeah, it just keeps running.
It may break a bit.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do that. I mean, the first time I ran a bit, I ran it right into my hold down screws. It snapped them right off. And it cut through halfway through the screw before it broke. So,
you heard it here first. Steel cutting as well.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that too.
Yeah.
The spark. Did you see any sparks?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You get sparks. Yeah. I've had the table. Like when it hits the ends, it kind of shakes the whole table and everything too.
Yeah. No, yeah, because we tell people, like, because our Makitas, like, we bought them like 2.5 years ago when we were originally prototyping our very first machine. And they're still running today. And I know that the Makitas are running well because, like, I think it was like 6 months or 8 months later, we bought a rigid.
Yeah.
And so we had 2 Makitas and a rigid, and we were using all 3 of them all the time for testing. And about, like, 6 months ago, the rigid died. So it only lasted about 1.5 years, but these guys have been over 2.5 years have been running, and they're still fine.
Well, this program for running this was a 6.5 hour program. So there's a 6.5 hour running in a hardwood.
Yeah.
And the thing didn't even get hot.
Yeah.
It didn't even get hot, and it ran fine. That, like I told you, was a 10 hour one. It ran straight for that time, so it just keeps going. Like I said, if I stopped breaking bits, I'd be happy. But.
Yeah. Well, that's why we recommend it very strongly.
Yeah, it's good. I've been having fun. Time to resurface it. I got to put a new one on. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking of actually what I might do to resurface it is I might just put a clearing bit on there and just run it and clear the whole thing out down about maybe, because I think this is 3/4 inch MDF. I'll probably go down about 1/2 inch, then lay another piece right inside of the 3/4 inch piece inside. So it'll sit a little proud here, but
yeah.
And then I'll do a surfacing run on that one. But
yeah, I think that would work pretty well.
It's cut many things in there, as you can see.
Oh yeah,
many birdhouses and stuff.
See the maple leaf here?
Yeah, the maple leaf. You got the circles.
This is probably from the metal circles.
Yeah, that's a metal one. That's a metal one. There's some metal in there. That was definitely, or that was a hoggo for the metal. That was obviously the guitar there.
So this is your large circle.
Yeah, that was the big one. Yeah.
Oh, there's feathers here. I can see that too.
Feathers and birdhouses. Yeah, there's one birdhouse too. There's about 5 different birdhouses templates on there. There is another feather, but it was in here somewhere. I got caught out. So. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been lost.
This is a history board,
Yeah, for sure. You almost want to hang it up. It's like a piece of art.
That's great.
You just gotta frame it properly, and then put it in a nice frame, and then sell it to your local art gallery.
Here's the work on it. Yeah.
Art is all just about perspective.
Perspective and perception. Yeah.
So it's all just about how you frame it to them,
Yeah.
and then they'll take it. You know.
Well, guys.
Yeah, you're a busy man, Terry. We should leave you.
I got to return some of those phone calls now that I got during our interview.
yeah. We gotta leave you to your other stuff. But we really appreciate you taking the time.
Hey, it was fun. I had a good time.